What's going on? Welcome to Unlocking Your Inner Strength. In these episodes, I share with you insights and inspirations that have come to me on my path in life, and hopefully they can be a welcome hand of guidance as you move along your journey. I teach because I'm passionate about my message. I teach because it helps me to learn more deeply. Thanks for sharing a few minutes of your time with me for this week's episode, and without further ado, here is this week's show. All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle once again with another episode of Unlocking Your Inner Strength. This is episode 246. Hopefully, it's going to help you kick your week off to the right start. And I got on my new Pit Vipers, thanks to Jen Winchok for the recommendation. She's been seeing my colored glasses. These are actually sunglasses, polarized, but I love the 80s, retro look. So these are Pit Vipers today. But today, what I'm going to talk to you about is achieving your 2021 goals. Because if you're like most people, you have set goals, potentially. Well, most people don't set goals. But if you're like most resolution people, you set some goals a couple weeks ago, and you're starting to already burn out, or you've already given up. Don't fret. This is very common. I'm going to tell you what I do, and I'm going to tell you how you can think differently about this and make sure that you achieve the goals that you set for this year. Okay, so first thing, I talked a little while back about this idea of positive tension. You want your goals out there kind of pulling you along. You don't want to be pushing your goals up the hill. So how can you use this? First thing I would do is I would write out your vision. So let's say you do it this Friday. This Friday is what, the 29th, I believe? 26th, 27th? Yeah, the 29th. Write out your vision for January 29th, 2022. Write out where you're going to be in life, your career, whatever it is. Write it out as if it already is. So write that out. And then you're done with it. You can revisit that from time to time and reread it, but you're not adding all different types of stuff to it. So that's the first thing. Make sure you schedule time to write out your vision for 1 year from when you write it in 2022. Now, we know that willpower does not work to achieve a goal. You're going to burn out long before you can achieve that goal. So we don't want to use willpower. What we need is discipline. Now, discipline does not have to equal long chunks and durations of time. Discipline is over time, but it doesn't mean you have to dedicate 2 hours a day to whatever it is you're trying to do, especially if this is not your main thing. And you see that with fitness a lot. You have people that have family lives, they have careers, they've got all different stuff that they might be doing in the community, and they think they're going to devote 2 or 3 hours a day to their fitness. That's not realistic. It's not going to work long term. It's a losing recipe. So what else do you have to do? So on my fridge over there, I have blank calendars. Just little things I print up on the printer. I just write the name of the month at the top. And what I do, if I do my morning routine, I give myself an X. I wanted to see if I can go 90 straight days. That includes weekends away. That includes anything, right? But I want to go 90 straight days, meaning there's no off day with that morning routine. Because the morning routine is in my opinion, the foundation to how the rest of your day is going to go and to how your mental fitness is going along. So that's one thing. And it gamifies the process, whatever your goal is. When Seinfeld decided that he wanted to become one of the best comedians in the world, and he had this big breakthrough, and they're interviewing him for one of these magazines a couple of years later, they said, well, how did you do it? And he said, well, I got these 2 wall calendars. 2 years worth, the giant wall calendar. And he says, I decided I was going to write 2 hours worth of material every single day. And if I did that, I gave myself a big red X. And I went for 2 years without missing a day. 2 years. That's no weekends off. That's nothing. And that might seem like a lot, but it starts with one day. And the concept is to gamify the process. When you can gamify something, your brain is more engaged in it. So at the end of the night, you're going to want to see yourself getting that X. Did you stick with your plan? Now, the next thing I want to tell you is you got to think small. Too many people are out there, think massive action, think big. Write out your vision, think big. But when it comes to your daily achievement, you got to think small. What can you do at a minimum to move the chains forward? 5 minutes a day over the course of a year is much better than 3 hours spent today and then you're done with it. So I want you to think about that. Think small. So you have your goals, like I've got quarterly goals, but then what can I do each and every day to move the ball forward on those goals? It's kind of like, when you're trying to plan something out, all you got to do is look at your list and then, okay, what am I going to do tomorrow to move this goal forward? It makes planning out much, much simpler. With your goals, I'm a big believer that you have to write them down every single day, because where your attention goes, energy flows, and results will manifest. Where your attention goes, energy flows, and results will manifest. Just writing them down, and then at night what I do is I reread them. It takes me a minute to read them at night, but now it's on my mind again. It gets into my subconscious before I go to sleep. So that is some simple stuff that you can do. Last thing I want to talk about is visualizing, the practice of visualizing. So if you're going to do nothing else, okay, write down your goals once. If that's the minimum you're going to do, that's fine. But commit to trying to visualize, whether it's 5 minutes a day, that would work wonders. But visualize, close your eyes, this happening to you in your life, whatever your goals are. Picture it. They've done numerous studies on this, and I was first exposed to this when I was in high school. I was really into basketball. I was a very, very focused individual. So I would take books out and I would read them. All about how to really get any type of advantage. And I read this one book by Dr. Dennis Watley about visualization. And what he was teaching within that is, or sharing, was that they did this study with Olympic downhill skiers. And they hooked them up to all these electrodes, had the people do a couple runs, the skiers, the Olympians, and recorded what was going on within the brain and the nervous system. Next, they taught these skiers how to visualize. Now, it was a little bit of a process. They didn't spend weeks teaching them, but they spent, a couple hours teaching them, hooked them up over the course of a couple of days, and said, okay, now you're just going to sit here. We want you to go through that visualization and picture yourself going down the same hill. Now, what happened was amazing. The brain lit up the exact same way as if they were going down the slaloms, going down the hill. Your brain and nervous system do not differentiate between you running the movie through the movie theater of your mind and you actually doing the thing. So you can get thousands of reps and feeling that feeling of achievement and emotion that you will have when you achieve your goals. So visualizing is further putting your attention on what you are after. Be present with where you're at. That's a key thing. Don't just get caught up in, I'm going to fly around and I'm going to do, like I was talking about next week, wish things were a different way. No. Picture what you want in the future. It's got to be a glorious future for you. But then come back here. Be right here. Be present. always say, where is my attention right now? Where is my attention? Is it on the thing I need to be doing? You keep a calendar if you want to gamify it, mark off every day you do something towards this goal or you do the specific habit that you're working on. Visualize, write down your goals daily. And last thing, this is the first thing I told you, take time, if you haven't already done this, write down this week, maybe on Friday, where you're going to be. Let's say you do it on Friday. What is your life? What has happened on January 29th, 2022? Write it out as if you're a year in the future. That's positive tension. We want this to be pulling us forward. And reread it from time to time. But you don't have to add to it. So that's the key. That's how you're going to achieve your 2021 goals. Do not give up if you set your goals and you've already feel like a failure because you haven't been able to stick with them. It's just a process. You've been using a faulty process to achieve your goals. And this time of year, everybody's talking massive action, No. Follow what I told you in this, and you're going to achieve your goals. I promise you that. All right. I'll be back. And stay tuned because last week I did a live webinar on Monday nights. I'm going to start doing a big monthly one, maybe weekly with mindset. But those will be things that will be at night usually. And I appreciate the support. Hit the like button if you can. That helps me out. So hit that thumbs up. And there you have it, guys. You all have a great week. And I will see you soon. You wrote for today's episode. I appreciate you and your time truly. I'm humbled and honored if you made it to the end of this episode. Don't forget, you can go to kylenewell.com for your free ebook written by yours truly on getting started with fasting, infused with 5 mind map principles never before seen. This is something I have not given out to anybody else that'll help you see the light when it comes to your fasting journey and creating better health, both physically and internally. Remember, it's all about the mind, body, and spirit. Until next week, peace.